You know what I fucking hate? When people hotbox their cars with cigarettes. Oh god, that's fucking sick. I can deal with Mary Jane, but with this fucking cigarette smell? God, that's nasty. Why would you hotbox? Alright guys, so I'm inside a 2015 Chevy Malibu, and the complaint on this one is it's like a road noise. It's a humming noise. Loud humming, roaring, that's the way they described it. It's when you're driving down the road, and I've narrowed it down to the tires. So I'm gonna do 4 tires on this car, but car has 100,000 miles already. Here's the thing, the tires are making noise and they're cupping. So a couple things that can cause cupping will be like tire balancing, suspension issues, or the alignment being off. And with 100,000 miles, I'm gonna be recommending struts and shocks in the back. We're gonna do the 4 tires, and we're gonna end up doing an alignment on the car, and that should have everything nice and quiet for the customer. So you can see here on the tires, if you look at the bottom of the tire, you can kind of see the coloration that goes from dark to light. That's actually the cupping that's happening on the tire, and I don't know if you can see it on the other one, but that's where the noise is coming from. This car's gonna get tires. So look at the front struts. They look pretty dry, right? But they might be defective, so I mean they might be bad already. So we're gonna take everything off, and then we're gonna look at it a little bit closer, and then once this car gets new tires, we're gonna throw on the alignment rack. This one's even worse. You can see it on this one more. Look at the inside of the tire. So that's definitely an alignment issue, and possible struts and shocks. So let's get to work. I'll show you how to do this side step by step. Not too difficult. I'll show you everything that has to be removed, and then we'll go into time-lapse mode and speed things up a little bit because we gotta get it done. So this side, look at this. Not too much, all right? So there's a bolt holding the sway bar link, 2 bolts holding the struts, this little chingadera.
Welcome to another episode of Hector's Vlogs. As you can see right now today.
The fucking brake line, make sure you move it out of the way, and then you'll get the strut out. Everything undone here. Just like I said, that sway bar link and the 2 strut bolts right here. Get this hose out of the way. So now the strut's ready to come out. You just gotta remove this up here. This little cap. Undo that nut, and then it'll fall down. I gotta go to the other side, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm actually gonna take both struts over to the strut compressor, and then I'll do them both at the same time. There is a left and a right side, so you gotta make sure you don't mix them up. So this one's coming off right now. Same process. Alright, second strut is out. Taking them over. Then I have a little homie help me out. Compress these and swap them out. Then we'll put them back in. Then we'll go to the back, do the rear shocks. After everything's done, do the tires, do the alignment, and get this car out on its way. One of the things I like to do is put this shit at the top. I don't like to grab it from the spring. I feel like you can compress more when you use it at the top. So what boy is gonna do is put some vice grips on here so that this shit won't spin around once you're compressing it. And this way we have everything under control, and nobody move, nobody get hurt. Alright, so we got it compressed a little bit here. What you want to do is wiggle the bottom, make sure that it feels a little loose. Then hit the top with, looks like a 27 or a 24, and then that strut should hit the ground. Beautiful. Alright, let's just swap everything over and then put it in there before that spring jumps at my face.
This one looks bigger.
That would be good, dog.
Sure?
Yeah.
I don't even know how this was. This
Not
was
bad.
like this, huh?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, look at the marks on the old one. Face them the same way, and then just look at the marks. Was way. Should have holes where it goes into. Yep, like that. Bump stop. Dust boot. Is that a new nut that came with it?
This one doesn't have a guide, right?
Alright, and you see the amount of threads that are on there? It's about maybe 2 to 3 threads. I'm gonna gun this down till this gap closes right here. If not, we're gonna have noise when we're driving down the road. So, we've done that for you.
Break it down to the last physics.
See that? Now there's like maybe 7 or 8 threads left. And there's no more noise here. So we're good. All right, you can see that. You can see more threads on the nut now, so we should be all right. And I don't see this this dust boot moving up and down anymore, so it just had to be compressed. All right, so here we go. Now when I put the strut up, you're gonna see what's gonna happen, and then we have enough threads to put the rest of this in. So let me guide it up. Okay. Now we can put this plate and this nut, and that's gonna hold it for us while we do the rest of the work down there. Alright, so I just put these strut bolts in. You see how this sway bar link is way up here and the hole to get it in here is a little bit lower? It's gonna be hard to get this link down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a jack under here on the ball joint or the control arm, and I'm gonna raise it up, and that's gonna compress the spring, and that's gonna allow me to get this closer to this, and I'll put the nut in, and then we're gonna down. We're good. Front struts, 4 tires are done. Now we're gonna get on the shocks. There's nothing too special here. There's 2 bolts up here, as you can see, right here and right here. Then there's 1 bolt on the bottom over here. I'm just gonna run through it quick just so we can get the video done. So let's get to work. Anyways, just gotta take everything off of this one, transfer it over to this one, and then throw it back in the car.
Come to the front. You're staying over. We need that truck done today. You want it, you got it.
Don't want to touch that. That's going to be super hot. Transfer it over. That's it. Now we can put it back into the car. That's it. Pretty simple, huh? Now I'm gonna do the other side. I'm gonna run through it fast. Then we can align it, get this car out of here. All right. Pretty simple. 2 bolts again, bottom bolt. I'm gonna run through it. We're gonna get this car done. This is what I'm talking about right here. This shock wasn't leaking, but when we compressed it all the way down, now you can see the leak. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This shock is no good. Guys, we're all done with the front struts, the rear shocks, the 4 tires. Now it's time for a wheel alignment. I'm not sure if it's going to be part of this video or if I'm going to make it a separate video, because alignments can get pretty, depending on what kind of car you're working on, they can get pretty complicated. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it one entire video or if I'm going to make it 2 separate videos. But alignments. The very first thing you want to do is go on a test drive. And actually let me take it one step back. The very first thing you want to do is make sure your tires are good and that your tire pressures are all set evenly, or at least to manufacturer's specifications. Then you're going to go on a test drive and you're going to make sure that the car doesn't pull, it doesn't drift, it doesn't have any kind of suspension or steering issues, and then it's ready to align. So right now I'm test driving this car. We just did struts, we just did shocks, we did 4 tires, all my air pressures are set. So right now I'm just driving it, and one thing that I noticed right off the bat is that my steering wheel, in order for me to keep it straight, I have to tilt it a little bit to the left. Now I'll go into further detail as we get more into alignments, but as for now, I'm keeping that in the back of my mind. Now some cars have adjustments in the back, they have camber and they have toe in the back. Some cars don't have anything in the back. You have to put special shims in there or some kind of wedges to bring the tire back to specs. Some cars only have a front toe adjustment. This Malibu, I believe, has a rear camber and toe. I'm not sure. Might have a rear camber or toe. Might just have a rear toe. May not even have a rear toe. And some have a front camber, caster, and toe, depending on year, make, and model, and you know what kind of car it is and everything. So we're gonna put it up on the alignment rack right now, and we're gonna see how. I know the front's gonna be off for sure, because I can see the steering wheel off. So I know for a fact my toe's gonna be off, but we're gonna see what else is off and what's adjustable and what's not adjustable, because not everything is adjustable from factory. Sometimes you have to buy special kits, camber kits, caster kits. Sometimes components have to be replaced, so it all depends on where the specs are at, and then we'll go from there. So let me drive it up on the alignment rack. We'll put on the sensors on the tires, and then we'll get our readings on the screen and see where we go from there.